I was home alone for the first time. My parents had gone out of town for the weekend, and I was finally home alone and I could do whatever I wanted. And I decided to watch some scary movies. Now, my house has a basement, and it's kind of like an illegal basement. Like the steps are really creaky and the door is always shut and locked. And my dad has always told me, don't ever go into the basement. You're not allowed down there. But I was home alone and no one was there to tell me what to do. So I figured, YOLO, I'll go check out the basement. So I slowly walked down the creaky stairs and the door at the bottom was slightly open. And I pushed it open and it revealed a pitch-black room. So I turned my phone's flashlight on and I started to walk in, and I saw something sitting in the corner and I couldn't make out what it was. So I slowly walked towards it, and it took a few seconds for me to realize what it was. And it was just a box. It was an old wooden box just sitting in the corner of the basement. And then I heard a noise, and I turned around and I saw the door behind me slowly closing. And I was like, oh my God. And I turned the light off and I ran as fast as I could up the stairs and out of the basement. And I didn't stop running until I got to my bedroom and I locked the door, and then I heard a loud bang and I was like, oh my God, what was that? And then I started to calm down a little bit and I was like, okay, it's probably just some pipes or something. It's probably just the house settling or something. And I tried to convince myself that everything was okay and maybe I was just making a big deal out of nothing. And then I heard a knock at the door and I was like, what? Who's there? And then I heard a voice and it said, let me in. And I was like, who's there? Who's at my door? And then I heard a loud bang and I screamed and I don't remember what happened after that. When I woke up, I was in my bed and my door was wide open and the whole house was a mess. And I started to freak out because I remembered what happened last night. I remembered going into the basement and I remembered the box and I remembered the figure outside my door. And then I started to walk around the house to see if anything was actually taken or if anything was messed up, and I noticed that the basement door was wide open and I knew for a fact that I had closed it and locked it when I went upstairs. And then I started to walk down the stairs and I felt something brush against my leg and I looked down and I saw a little girl standing there and she had a blank stare on her face and she was wearing a Victorian nightgown. And she just stood there and stared at me and then she smiled and she said, I wasn't invited to the party last night, was I?